Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a very good conversation here about what makes a wife and what is the real reason there is a disconnect between men and women when it comes to being a wife and doing wifely things. So we about to part 2 now.
Again, you try to keep the conversation going in terms of what's happening here, why we can't get together. And unfortunately, we process a lot of American situations, right? And we cover them here on the show because this is what Barbadians are affected daily. We get a lot of American media through social media, through Fox, CNN, etc.
And we all comment on it.
So don't tell me that, oh, when let's bring too much American things. Because Bill and I, we had the occasion to do a live show in 104.1. And before that show started, we ran into two gentlemen who were telling us, they went on a date, and one gentleman took the lady to what was a fairly decent establishment.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady ate, had her belly full and all that. And at the end of it, she told him, this here ain't really the level.
This ain't it. This is
it. And that was kind of like the precursor to a short that we did where a friend of ours, turns out, was trying to take a lady to Lucky Horseshoe, which again, we've had the occasion to be there over the ladies and stuff like that. And, and it's highly free. Pay some money to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the young lady in question, I think, told that young gentleman, that friend of ours, but yeah, the horseshoe in it. I remember, all right, thanks. Probably cut that off, right? So we're realizing that money, more and more, is playing a very, very important role in how ladies are processing men. So, man, you gotta get your money up, right? So let's hear from this particular clip, right? This is from tonight's conversation, and this one was going around for a little bit. And let's have a watch and hear how this conversation went down.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's where the insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
Let me pause it there, Neil.
Let us please note that the young lady that offered rebuttal is married.
Please. Meanwhile, discount Genie Mai. There's Nishimo and talking beer jump. Now, she's trying to tell us that she got it all together, or she's disciplined in relationship with God, etc. She all right, but that's the attitude you got.
I got a fundamental problem with, because you have a discipline, you have this, that, the next, the third, but not every. So the man that you dated at 70K ain't got discipline too. I mean, this is fascinating to me because
every job does not pay like that. Let me be real, Neil, because using my man between the two of you, right?
Right.
70K a year. It's hard money again.
Just under 6,000 per month.
I know you need $6,000 a month.
That's decent money. It's starving. And this is the thing, right? Because the young lady at the end that offered the rebuttal, she said something, because she started it by saying it's the gluttony that she don't understand. And that's the thing for me, because when is too much sufficient? What level? Okay, who doesn't like to eat out? Who doesn't like to be taking trips and do certain things? Of course, we all would like to, at a drop of a hat, decide, what you doing, baby? Well, let me get to Dubai. Let me go to Istanbul. Let me go someplace and see something different, eat something fancy. Every one of us wants that. What I don't understand is this thought process that a man that made $70,000, which is just under $6,000 a month, all of a sudden, he ain't disciplined. He ain't got right with God. He don't want trouble. He ain't got no ambition. I don't understand where have we got to the correlation between $70,000? Bear in mind, use who know Derek, what is the average income for a man in America?
$25
A month.
A month. Right. That's here in Barbados. But it's like $42,000 in the US per year.
Good.
A year, which is significantly less than $70,000.
So what I'm trying to understand, I understand the economy is not good in America in terms of housing, in terms of affording certain things. But you are a woman that has your life in a certain, like financially in a certain way, right? You probably you're an entrepreneur, you did certain things, you went a certain path, and you made a certain amount per year that allows you the freedom to buy and move a certain sort of way. That is fine. The challenge a lot of us have is the juxtaposition of you wanting a person, finding that person, but disqualifying that person because he made $70,000 a year. Now, I understand the thought process is if I make $500,000 a year, I should be able to find a man that makes $500,000 a year. But here's the problem. The man that makes $500,000 a year is looking for a wife, not a partner. He's not looking for someone to go into business with on that level.
And not with somebody that has the attitude of, I don't want people because of the money they make or do not make. So if you're approaching it from that perspective, just come up front and say, look, I'm looking for a man with money. Don't come and say you want a man to love you and care for you, because clearly that ain't it.
And that I agree with that 1,000%. I have no problem with people having preferences, I have no problem with somebody saying, I want a man with money. I don't plan to cook and clean for you. I want a man with money. That's however that work out for you, sweetheart. It work out for you. What I have a problem with is you saying, I want a man to love, treat me with respect, take care of me, do this, do that, do the next, the third. All of the soft skills that you're looking for in terms of being loved and having the couple goals that you're always seeing. But when that package come in a certain financial bracket or under a certain financial bracket, he's disqualified. That's a problem for me. They got a movie. I can't remember what it is, but it was a Tyler Perry movie where the man was she was married to a lawyer, but she fell in love with the gardener. I think the gardener was Michael Ealy. It was Michael Ealy. I can't remember. But
I'm trying to process too much.
No, I understand. But in this point, I want to preface something because it ended up that woman was with a lawyer that financially took care of everything but was a douchebag versus the gardener that ain't had two nickels to rub together but treated that woman like a princess. Right? All of us is be looking for the car and the Birkin bag and the apartments and the trips and everything like that, right? But when you're feeling down, will the man rub your feet? When you want inspiration, will that man offer it to you? When you want a cheerleader, that man can cheer you on. I've heard women, right? I get heated because I've heard women say that I ain't cheering on a man. If you want man want a cheerleader, you should go and get a cheerleader. And I ain't trying to be the body mother. I ain't trying to be the body this, that, next. But you want a man to be your father. You want a man, treat you like a little princess, buy everything you want, and you could get on with any attitude or whatever, and he's not going to discipline you or talk about you anywhere. He's just going to allow it.
Oh, my loss.
This is a problem. So you want a man to love you, treat you, respect, all the vows, all the pretty highlights that we see, right? To love, honor, respect. You want all of them things. You don't want a man to cheat on you. You don't want a man to do this. You don't want a man to do that. We have told you all diverse of times, and the information is out there. So don't let me say, because we're in a big channel and like we's the end all and be all of this content. But the information is out there. When a man is physically attractive, financially attractive, successful, and moves with a certain level of discipline, understanding, and he is a leader. A man very disciplined in his life, knows how to get things done, and he's a mover shaker, financially stable, and he could do whatever. He could drop $100,000 in a night and it don't ain't even a dent he bank account, right? Those men are highly attractive to other women. So when other women come around and you have to compete for this man, sometimes you may go compete on a daily basis for this man, you upset. I ain't saying the man cheating. I ain't get there yet. I ain't get there yet. You gotta compete. Because if I make 7 figures a year, I have all the things I want in my life I need. I have the cars, I could take the trips, I got the yacht. The yacht, as Derek was saying. I could afford any and everything in my life. My business are thriving, successful. I am 6'5". I ain't hard on the eyes and shoot with $1 million in my bank account. I look even better.
Even easy.
Right, easy on the eyes. I carry myself a certain sort of way. I dress a certain sort of way. I groom myself a certain sort of way. I carry myself, I can say it again, in a certain type of way. All that's missing in my life is a wife, a woman, a companion, someone that I can be myself with and enjoy the fruits of my labor with. When you come into my life, I could choose any woman. Shoot, I ever got to choose nobody. Women throwing themselves at me.
Why am I choosing you?
Why am I choosing you? Because you look good? Because you could do that little funny thing where you throw it in the bedroom? What I'm saying is, ladies, you have to compete. Because when they want nobody to tell me when I get fat, when they want nobody to say, well, I got to keep slim and trim, when they want nobody to say, well, at least cook a home cooked meal, you know y'all immediately go to, I can run your businesses for you. I can help you streamline your, the man got that though. Yeah, man is starting out.
Yeah, if he did already, he got that part covered.
So and that is one type of woman. The other type of woman is the woman that is as successful as the man she wants. You want to compete with that man. You want a man on your level, meaning that you have a level of competition in your mind going on, whether it's subtly or it's a dominant thought in your mind. You want a man on your level. So that means you want a man that moves a certain sort of way in business, has a certain level of financial success, can do and think and say and move just like you. But as soon as this man doesn't do exactly what you want or move how you want, that is a problem. Because you could pick up $100,000 and go and spend on a trip for 2 days in Phuket, right? But you come to the man and say, baby, let me go Phuket for 2 days. The man said, I think that's foolish money. We could take this money and put this on crypto coin and see what I'll give you in the next 10, 15 years. All of a sudden, he cheat. He miserly. He broke. He's a brokey.
Right? Financial abuse.
It fascinates me. What do y'all women want? You know, there's that meme.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
Ryan Gosling begging the woman, what do you want? Because when we give you everything that you want, and we have shown it so many times on this channel and in other spaces, you literally get what you want. You just get it.
You want more.
Then you just drop the catch and blame the air, the grass, the light, the sun.
But the thing is, Neil, I would have said this in a short we would have done years ago, right? A lot of people don't know when to win, you know. People don't know when to win.
No.
That's a problem, right? So they always chase looking for more. You want more, you want to get more. There's more there to be got. And a lot of times there's no more to get.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me go here for this video and come back, because there's another situation we need to look at, right? One, Ayesha Curry.
Jeez.
Ayesha Curry. Yep. So let's pause this. A little while ago, Ayesha Curry went on a podcast, and she alluded to the fact that she didn't know. This is funny. She didn't know that Steph was going to be a superstar, right?
She thought the mom was going to be a high school coach.
She
was going to be one getting it and being the more.
She was going to be the one doing it, right? She's somehow thought that, right? So if that's what you think, do you think? But here's the thing. If she thought so, why the world need to know that?
Yo.
Right? And a guy, he made a post about it. And we are going to hear what this guy had to say in this particular post. The caption associated with the video is informative. It's profound. So we can watch the video and then again come back. You can try the print fine, but you can try to read it so that people can see what's going on, right? So let me watch this video. I come back and chop it up.
I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but Ayesha Curry is putting in maximum effort to let the world know that she is struggling with trying not to cheat on her husband. And because she can just smell an opportunity to embarrass this man, because she gets on every interview telling everybody about just how frustrated she is with his success, how frustrated she is that women desire him, how much she wished it was her being lusted after by people who don't give a f about her, how desperately she wants to get attention from other men, how locked down she feels with the kids. Every interview she goes on, she unwarrantedly forces us to listen to her vent about her not wanting to be with her husband. She wants to go be Glorilla or something. Like, we get it, bro. Just go drop an album or something. Like, stop embarrassing this man, bro. It's getting pathetic.
That's the video. That was the original video. One of the comments on the video was from Killer Mike, and Killer Mike says, laughing emojis. My dude said she want to go be Glow. Man, Steph doesn't deserve the embarrassment for real, for real. God bless him, right? And I am certain 95, shoot, 99% of men agree with that, right? With that comment. Steph said a bad word about that woman, but she, as man said, she hears she mope every time you look around, she got something to say. Steph himself responded to Killer Mike and says, Killer Mike, nah, not you, Mike. I'm cool staying silent and letting these other clowns have their moment. And you're the worst of them, Boo Woods, 234. But you're better than that, Killer Mike. Stay in your lane and let God keep blessing me like he is. We are good over here. Peace. So now, because of her comments, Steph got to come and defend this here. Steph talking to your own buddy.
A revelation just hit me, right? I think Steph may not be as docile as we think, in this situation, because I think Steph rightly knows if Steph is a man, I hope he is, Steph probably has a plan for when this woman decides to abscond from this relationship.
Abscond the funds.
Right? Because this shit, Steph is a wealthy man, well invested.
He know for 200 million net worth.
Exactly. So if she decided to get along cheap with the man, whatever, take kids, whatever, it got hurt. But I think Steph will be all right. And I think Steph needs to protect his wife, because that's what we men do. Let me be clear. You in it, you invested. We don't know what happened behind closed doors. We don't know if he has spoken about it. We don't know if he given permission to it. We don't know. We don't know the nuances of it. So the optics of me, defend your woman, Steph. But if I know Steph to be the man that he is, I think Steph, you want to cheat on me? I'm the greatest shooter of all time. You want to do that? You want to see what life gonna be with you with 4 children and me? That's Steph Curry.
So here's the thing, Neil, right? As you said, the man's the greatest shooter of all time. As I said just now, net worth north of 200 million. But Steph, and even he got to deal with these kind of situations where people just coming in. Because you mentioned it earlier, Neil, where it's like they want a man to do. Them just, hear them out, do the feel like do nothing. And this is the situation that Steph in. Now check this. We did a show years ago, Neil. We talked about Steph, Boris Kojo, Will Smith, all having these situations where they ain't saying that about the wives, but the wives talking. Boris Kojo's wife say, she misses the days when she was out dating in the streets. Everybody know Willa Jada. And everybody know about Isha and Steph. So it is looking like, Neil, it matters not. Because when we go over and talk about, if you don't marry well, you ain't got to work. Man, if you do not marry well,
you appear.
Right, true. Will Smith is the shortest of them 3 men that we know talk about there. And he's 6'2". Steph is 6'3". Boris Kojo is like 6'4". All of them millionaires.
Multi-millionaires.
Yeah. Good looking man. Never hear about them in the scandals. Not outside children.
Women want them.
Lord, Neil, I remember when I watched a robot in the Olympus. And I got a scene at the very, very beginning of the movie with Will Smith in the shower, water just running down. If you hear how the women ball for murder,
the holler. Yeah.
When this scene hit the screen, and everybody know Boris Kojo. So these men are desirable. Women want these men. But the very women in them own house, hearing them out, them wish that I can't take all this here. I wish that I was, I was back in the streets. I missed this. Yeah. To my earlier point, you don't know when you win.
Every woman on the planet want you husband except you.
Except you. You know what I mean?
Wild.
It ain't making a sense. It ain't making a sense. So, man, you gotta be real damn careful when you decide you can choose somebody to take care of. Because that's the hard part about this, you know. These men, what's Aisha Curry last name before she married?
Can't tell you. She ever gonna do a quick Google search.
Do a quick Google. Tell me what she name is. Cause I know she named before. If she was Aisha Brathwaite, but don't with the Orleans, nobody would hear. She gave on a podcast, but she gave on a podcast and hear no she has been on it.
She was born Alexander, Aisha Alexander.
But there we go.
Who knew?
Who knew? So these are the things that got the marriage rate slowing right down. Because men tend to say, if these men here that got some money, if them getting paid, shoot, Barack Obama is getting ready to pay. Michelle Obama say, yeah, I'm glad I had a son called then. He turned out like this one here. This my president. This man is the president of the United States. And his wife could get and see it. I'm glad enough that I had a son called. I can't imagine dealing with two of them in here. You know, so men are saying to themselves, it makes no sense. Being a multi-millionaire, one of the greatest shoes on earth, one of the best actors on earth in Will Smith, the leader of the free world in Barack Obama. If that man can't get any kind of respect, but to tell you straight, they're looking at you with $70,000. Basic time.
But here's the thing, though, Derek. The conservative women can come back into style. The traditional women can come back into style. A man is more going to look at a traditional woman or a woman that holds traditional values and versus some of these other women over here.
Bandits. And let me call it a thing. Let me call it a thing, Neil. A lot of this is high class prostitution. Yeah? A lot of this is high class prostitution. Because if you can't make it work, if you can't pick up a coach and some silverware without people pay a role, if they gonna pay you to do that, anyhow, folks, this has been another Sunday Short. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any content we got coming for you. We are going to see you guys again very soon. Peace.
The contaminated environment in the tutus about that.